Hey guys, we're back here again. I just had the magazine taken apart here. I just want to do the follow-up video with the newer Generation 1 PUFGUN magazine for comparison. So if you want to compare the Gen 2 with the Gen 1 magazine, you have like a reference point to go on. So this is what the Gen 1 looks like, the non-reinforced PUFGUN magazine. It does not have the steel reinforcements on the front and the rear portions of the locking lug tabs right there for reference. So this is what the magazine looks like taken apart. In order to disassemble the magazine, it only takes a small screwdriver that I had right here. All it needs is a small screwdriver. What you do is you push up through the hole right here in the back. You have a little tab, and this hole basically slides right off here for reference point. So I think this comes right off as it is, and you just push up on a tab in the back of this hole right here. So give it a little tab in the back here. I'll show you what the tab looks like right here for reference. Here's the actual tab from the bottom of the magazine. Here's a tab. That's what goes up inside the bottom of the magazine right here for reference. So you just push up on the tab in the back here for reference right there, guys. And the magazine foot comes right off on here. So I'll show you what that looks like right here. So there we go again. Here's your tab in the bottom of the magazine for reference points, and it just slides right off as it is. It goes forward. It does not go backwards, guys, when you take the magazine's bottom plate off on it for the actual body. So body looks okay down inside here. We'll give you another shot of what it looks like down inside here for reference points, so you can see it. So you can get a better light down here for reference there to the magazine body. This generation, we'll call Generation 1 magazine, it still has the little tabs on the inside of the magazine body, the upper portion right down inside here. So I can get a better shot here, but it probably won't let me do it in the sunlight out here. Sorry about that, guys, but I gotta have this out here right now for reference. So you have these little tabs. Let me see if I can get a better shot here for reference. Okay, here we go. You have these little tabs right on the inside of the upper portion of the magazine body right here. The Generation 2 one, the inner portion of the actual follower was contacting on those. That's why it was sticking a little bit. I'm probably going to have to put some sandpaper down inside, or maybe file that down to a teeny bit on there for reference. This section right here on the actual follower right here was contacting on the Gen 2 version right inside here. That's why it was making a little bit of clicking noise and offering resistance whenever I tried to engage and disengage the actual follower down inside there for reference point. So I just want to make a reference to that one specific fact. So if your magazine is sticking slightly on top of the your feed tire right here, guys, this is the culprit right here. This portion right here and the front portion of the follower right here make contact up here, and that's why it's like sticking to a teeny bit. And all you gotta do is just either hit this area right here with some emery cloth or sandpaper, and you can also hit the front inside portion right here with a little bit of sandpaper as well too, and it'll basically smooth it up and allow the magazine's follower to smoothly engage and disengage on the top portion of the magazine area here for reference as well too. So that's what the only difference primarily is with the Gen 2 and Gen 1 for the follower and the top portion of the magazine body problem that I was having problems with. And the second thing we did notice right here was the actual follower and the Gen 1 version right here. It does not ride as high as the Gen 2 in the actual magazine's body of the actual tire where it contacts the feed lips area up here for reference as well too. So that's one other thing we did notice with that design right here with the Gen 2. Other than that, the spring is the same length right here. Here's the spring looks like for reference points. Spring the same length as the Gen 2 version right here. The magazine follower is identical as well too for reference. There's no there's no size size variances or anything else like that for the actual diameter for this piece right here, or for the spring, or for the lump, but the bottom piece down here as well too. So all these pieces are interchangeable for the Gen 2 and the Gen 1 magazine body. So if you want to swap out the whole spring assembly and put in your Gen 2 one, you can do that, no problem. They're both interchangeable. I already tried that already before. So if you want to compare and contrast the Gen 1 to the Gen 2, this is the follow-up video with the magazine being taken apart for reference as well too. So everything will definitely made up with the bottom floor plate as well too down here, and also the follower for reference as well too. So that's the primary difference between them. The primary differences we said before was the Gen 2 ones. You have a different texture on the outside of the magazine body. They do have reinforcement on the actual steel locking lugs in the back here. These ones are polymer. The Gen 2 has the steel reinforced lugs in the back, and they also have the reinforcement lugs for the Gen 2 in the front up here as well too. This one is a Gen 1 version. It's all polymer in the front, and also the back right here as well too for reference points. So Gen 1 one other thing was they have these slight different pads on the front. This pad's like sticking up maybe about a millimeter right here on the front portion where it actually locks up into the mag well housing for reference as well too. Plus, as I said before, the texture is noticeably different on the Gen 1 versions as opposed to the Gen 2 versions right there as well too. So those are the primary differences if you compare and contrast the Gen 1 to the Gen 2 version as well too. So they make two different versions of the Gen 2 models. The secondary version is the one I have, the more expensive one. I bought that one for about, I think about 28 bucks on a website called akparts.com. It was selling for 28 bucks, I think, plus shipping and handling and tax, because they had the reinforcement on the front tab and the locking tab in the front, or rather the rear locking lug in here as well too, because they do have two different versions of the Gen 2. They have the one with the reinforcements for the locking lugs and the ones that do not have the reinforcements. So if you look online, just be aware of that one specific fact. The Gen 1s, which I have right here, they do not have any reinforcements on the front or the back of the locking lugs for reference points. So if you buy Gen 1 like the one you have right here, they do not have any kind of reinforcements on the front lug or the back lug here as well too, guys. So just keep in mind, this is probably the cheapest one you buy. So you buy 10 bucks per magazine, so they're relatively cheap. So we'll be trying them out up the cabin when we go up the cabin, hopefully probably within 1 to 2 weeks from today. So stay tuned, guys. If anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot about this specific AK magazine, please leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back to you with some kind of an answer to your question as soon as possible, guys. I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.